Okay, so I think I've got this working. Close that. Yeah, so people can sign in as well, I believe, and I can see everything. YouTube Live. Wonder what that is. To select a stream. Right, so we're going to be looking at this Xetra quiz here. So I might as well just do a couple of these questions. Specialists initiate a separate auction for orders with a trading restriction specialist. I'm going to hit true. I'm going to hit false. Ah, damn. Okay, the answer will be true. Submit. Which of the following statements apply to orders in the trading model continuous auction? So again, I think it's just these two. God knows. No, 1 and 3. So this one and that. Submit. Not a very good start. Next question. I need to get one example of something right. Who determines the quote provider for a structured product? I think that would be the issuer. And there we go. So we get a question correct, and we got little hints as well just down here. So this app is, let me just go back to checking on this. Yep. So this app is driven here, and I've made this, it's actually a streamlit app. So you can see, I think somewhere down, let me hit refresh maybe. Is it down here, manage app? Okay, don't think we want to be seeing that piece. But yeah, there's a little scoring section and everything in here, and I've kind of like made this app. It's a streamlit app. It lives on GitHub, so you can go to the repo to see that. I was just actually browsing what's in the files. This is what's in the git ignore file that's automatically made in when you create a GitHub repo. And there is some PDF documents as well for the trader exam, and basically this is a full replication of the trader exam. Once if I, yeah, it will actually show it. Fantastic. Okay, so you can see the PDF files, and well, one of them is going to be the question bank actually. So this is the question and answers, I believe. So yeah, here's all the questions basically, and more pages. Yeah, there you go. Quite nice. Rather than looking at this, I've turned it into an application. So that's kind of like the PDF file of it. This makes you a little readme thing. A module for helping users pass the Xetra exam. And then inside of that, there is a... I set it up like this, which is, I've constructed a class here called Question Bank. Maybe I can zoom in. So I've constructed a class here called Question Bank, and it just contains a whole bunch of questions that exist in a dictionary. So how did it go? Oh, there's a data class. Every question, I give it an ID number. Oops, get rid of that on the side. Back. Code. Preview. Oh, here you go. That's where you get the folders. Oops. Let's go back then. Question bank. Right, yes, I've got those folders on the sides. I seem to have that little piece over there, collapse file tree. So yeah, there's a data class here, and it's just defining the structure of the questions. So it's called QA, and each question's got an ID. Then yeah, the question itself is a string. It's got some choices which are also a string, and I've used the AI actually, so the string of choices gets kind of like passed into something like the options, the various options that are available, and then answers. There's an answer type. I had to do that because you've either got a single answer, which can be a true or false, or select one or four options, and if it's not a single answer, it's a multiple choice answer. So you know they're kind of like the two options that will be there. So if nothing is defined, then it's automatically a single. And then I think somewhere down on the multiple choice ones, we'll see. I guess there'll be an answer type somewhere. Let's just scroll down to it here. So for example, here that says multiple. So because you've got like multiple possible answers, so you've either got true or falses, or select one option out of 1, 2, 3 or 4, or there's multiple choices. And again, just looking up here, there's the question bank itself. What did I need for that? Just, I guess, the path, start path, OS path directory name. So just the original, I guess, a path for this file, basically. And that's pretty much it, I think. Here's a little function for getting a random question out of so it's using random.choice to get a random question out of it. By the way, this is in, I think if it's there, yeah, it's all in VS Code. So I can kind of like, I pulled the whole GitHub into VS Code. It's possibly a little bit cleaner here. I wonder if on here, no, you can't do the go to definition or anything like that. Actually, it does, yeah. You can sort of like browse around a little bit in the GitHub repo and have a look. Let's just get this back open again though. And then we've got the actual Streamlit app, which is, if I've opened it here, that's probably why anyway. But you can see all the question bank questions. But here's just a Streamlit app. Let's close this sidebar. So you've got a Streamlit app to conduct a quiz using questions from the question bank. Just import Streamlit as ST. I'm going to go over to here because I actually find it easier to navigate in the in VS Code. So just import Streamlit as ST, and then from question bank import question bank. So, and question bank is up over there. You know, so if I was to navigate to it, I go to definition, it's all of these questions basically in the question bank. So yeah, in order to run the quiz, I've got this function def run quiz. I wonder what else I've got in terms of functions down here. I think I can see the outline over here. Bring this up a little bit. So we've got the run quiz function and the main function, and that's basically it. And the main function just calls run quiz. So everything's just stuffed into one function at the moment. I think did I break it down into further functions? I think this is the latest. This is the latest pull actually. So if I go into pull. I don't think there's anything to add. Yeah, there's nothing else to add there. Okay, that was the latest pull. So yeah, when you run the quiz, you get this Xetra quiz, and it just goes through selecting questions basically. Some concept of a session state. Let's just check over here. Yeah, there's some concept of a session state. You just kind of, what is a session state? You know. I wonder if I can go to definition. It's a special state in, well, it doesn't actually say it here. It's a special state in Streamlit basically. Parlance has detected type annotations in your code and recommends enable type checking. Would you like to change this setting? I'll hit yes. I keep on seeing this pop up actually. There you go. But yeah, we initialize a session state. If question is not in session state, then yeah, go and get a question basically. Question bank gets random in range. So return a random QA object where the ID is between the lower and upper inclusive. Lower and upper is just basically the lowest question ID and the highest question ID. That's pretty much it. With a minimum value big one, because you can't have less than one question, and the max value, I guess, big maximum number of questions. That assumes that every question has got it. That assumes that all of the numbers, the IDs for each question, are in order. Or at least they're sequential, so this is ID 1, ID 2, ID 3, like as in I don't skip one and the next one isn't like ID 10. If it was, then the numbers wouldn't be aligned. So every single one here is actually in sequence. So, I mean, that piece of code could be written a tiny bit better. And that's kind of like it, I think. Let's have a look. I'm just browsing around. Some questions have images, so I was able to get an image relatively easily. It's just an st.image. I think something like question 150 in that list. So if I was to go to there and go to, I think his question's about 95, tab to 105, say for example. Right, there you go. That question's got an image, so that image is basically kind of like displayed here. And if we were to go to the Git repo, I could show it in VS Code or the Git repo. Where is it? Yeah, there's this folder here called image, and these are the different images from the Xetra auction. And I've just put like question underscore 100, that's for question 100, question 99, that had an image. Any question that's got an image in there, I've just labelled it this way. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them that have images. So that's kind of like what I did. And if we do tab across and go to the Streamlit app, which execution, the reason I'm doing this is because I think I know the answer to this. Which execution, I wonder if I can zoom in so we can see that. Which execution results from the incoming market order, reference price 179, sell at 5,000. So there's a market, let's have a look, quantity 5, right, The incoming market order reference price is 107. Yeah, so I think this is a 5,000 down here. This 5000, so it's full execution because there's 2 market orders and you've got a reference price. So submit answer, and that's the correct answer. Again, I'll just hit a minus here. There is a show hint. And here it says here there is no hint. This question was too easy. And if I just go back to the exam and then do Control F just to find that string, because it's easier doing it this way. Basically there's 2 options, which is if show hint. So if there is a hint in the question, then it will give you a hint, and if there's no hints, then it will just give you this string basically. So some questions have hints, and I wonder, well, I'll go back to the dictionary. So I called it comment underscore hints. So let's just go and find some comment underscore hints. So for example, question 16 there has a hint, and does question 17 has a hint. So we'll just go back and go to say question 15 to 20. There we go. And we get a nice hint there. So this is question 19. So there's question 19 over here, and that's going to be the hint basically that comes with it. So I've got to tidy up these hints because it's a little bit, is it a little bit messy there? Yeah, it is. There's kind of like no spaces. So I'm not immediately sure why there's not spaces. Like, do I have to put in like an extra like line here, for example? The nice thing about this is if I hit Control Save and then go to the source control and then do well, actually I'll just get this to generate. I wonder if it's good. Yeah, add clarification comment in. There we go. All I've done is put one extra line in there and then sync the changes. These changes actually sync directly up into this thing here. So let's just click on something and hit submit. Actually, let's hit refresh because it will catch the whole new app. It was question 19, so let's just go like from 18 to 20. So I'm just going to guess a couple of things here. I'm not even reading the question. Next, I just want to try and get to submit answer. Next question. That's got question 18. Any of these answers. Next. Next. Go back to question 20. Okay. Next. Question 18. We're trying to get to question 19. There we go. Woohoo. And show hint. Well, that putting that space there made the difference. So, but the nice bit is basically that I can sync straight from VS Code, and the hints go straight up in there. So, yeah, that's kind of like it really. But let's have a look there. We'll go here and I'll probably hit the stop stream just because I've got a call coming in.